Okay, it's John Black, super chemist. I did want to bring up one more thing, the third or fourth, whatever, case against Trump, and that was him borrowing money from his Mar-a-Lago business, right? Or Mar-a-Lago estate. Like I said, he puts out his assessment, and then the bank puts out their assessment. The bank is not duped in any way. This is the way everyone does it since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of this country. And they're saying that Trump lied and he overestimated his whatever. First of all, even if he did overestimate it, it doesn't matter. The bank comes in and they do their shit and they do their whatever. And then you get together and you figure it out, what you're going to decide on. You think it's more in the middle, more the bank, more me? Who has the better price or the more reasonable price? It's not some thing where Trump hides everything and the bank just doesn't do anything. They just take Trump's word for it. That's what banks do. They take your word for shit. Yeah, that's what they do. No, they don't take your word for it, okay? And the excuses that they have are like retarded or something, you know what I mean? He's probably got, 100, 200 fucking rooms in his house? And one of his rooms, he said was 5 feet longer than it is. Can you imagine that? That'd be like in a middle house, because his rooms are obviously going to be bigger than my room, right? My room I'm sitting in here right now is about 10 by 14 feet. Okay, his rooms are not 10 by 14 feet. Okay, and if my house is this room is 10 by 14, and I tell the bank it's 10 feet by 13 feet and 3 inches. Okay, that's not a lie. That doesn't change the value of the home in any way, shape, or form. Just like adding 5 feet onto one single room out of a 100, 200 house, fucking room house, you made a mistake by 5 feet. That doesn't change the $1 billion, like, oh, he ripped them off. He had he had 200 rooms, and one of them he said was a couple feet bigger than it is. Oh my God, that changes. Now the property's worth $5 billion because no, it is not. The property's the same, even if it was, just like my house. If I make a mistake by a couple inches, okay, that's not fraud. That's a mistake, idiot. Okay, it doesn't change my living room right here is 3 inches bigger than smaller than what I told the bank. It doesn't change the value of the house. Okay, no one's going to come in and say, oh wait, this one room out of your house is 3 inches. It's 3 inches fucking smaller than you said. Oh no. No, the house value goes down by $100 million. No. No. Bullshit. You know what I mean? Bullshit. Okay. What's funny is during this trial, all the bank people said, we love Trump. We're happy. We all did a successful deal with him, and we would love to loan him more money and do more business with him. We have nothing bad to say about Trump. He is great. He paid us all back. Not only did he pay us all back in full, he paid us beforehand. He said he was going to pay us back at this date, and he did it before that. That's how good he was. So there's no crime, really, literally, because you can't. The bank, they're going to do their own assessment. It doesn't matter what you say. Okay, first of all. Second of all, and also Trump in his assessment when he gave it to them. He put in the assessment, these are just assessments. You need to go and do your due diligence to make sure that everything is, exactly the way I said. So that's what's funny is they convicted Trump, right? And now they gave him a $500 million fine, okay? $500 million. Where does that money go? Like if this wasn't Trump and it was a regular, normal case that wasn't illegal as fuck, there would be a victim, and that victim gets that money because you ripped them off. And they say that, he didn't really rip the banks off, but if he says that his home is worth more than it is, or whatever, he's ripping off the tax people. He's not ripping off the tax people. This is just so ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous, right? It's like I sell my house to somebody, or I get a loan from my house, and then I tell people, everything is just so crazy with this. It's just I can't even whatever. But anyways, what do you think is $500 million is going to? There is no victim. If there's no victim, that means that New York City is going to get that $500 million. And guess what they're going to do with it? They're going to give it to the illegal aliens. And then they're going to start off with the next person is JBS meat packing company. They're a giant, whatever. They're going to be the next victim. And after they get $500 million off of Trump, or they think they will, they're going to go after JSB, and they have a bunch of other companies that they're already lined up right now where they're going to try to screw them and take all their money away from them and bankrupt them because all the businesses are moving out of New York. They got no tax revenue. No one's there. Everyone's homeless or an illegal alien that's homeless. So what is the fine? $500 million. You know that... what was it? That Bankman-Fried, he stole $8 billion. $8 billion he stole. They're telling us that Trump made a paperwork, again with the paperwork thing, and said that his house was a couple $1,000s more than it is. You know, they're not even saying, like, he said it was like, millions and millions of dollars he lied about. No, they're saying that he lied about his property and he inflated the value by $1,000 basically. Like this $1 billion property, he inflated it to $1 billion and $1,000. Oh my, that must have really changed. That must have screwed the banks over, the tax people, everybody. Because $1 billion and $1 billion and $1,000, those are two different numbers. I just thought bullshit. Let me tell you something. If I have $1 billion or I have $1 billion and $1,000, I have $1 billion. It's the same fucking amount of money, okay? Yes, technically you got $1,000 more, but at that point, when you have when you're talking about $1 billion property or $1 billion in cash, $1,000 is a penny, literally less than a penny. So Bankman-Fried actually had thousands of people he ripped off, $8 billion, and he got fined $200 million. Okay, Trump has no victims, none. Everyone was actually happy and wanted to do more business with him afterwards. He gets $500 million, $450 million, more than double what Bankman-Fried was fined with. And also, if there's no victim, $500 million, like no one in the history of this country has ever been fined that much. That's ridiculous. Even the worst person in our history to steal stuff was Bankman-Fried, the crypto guy. Remember the crypto guy? He had the crypto company, ripped everybody off. Yeah, $200 million to him, okay, for stealing $8 billion. Trump doesn't steal anything, and he gets fined $450 million. So it just shows how ridiculous all these trials are, all these things that they're doing to Trump. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. And what's funny is it's so obvious and blatant. That's what kills me, because everything on my videos is always about blatantly obvious bullshit. You know what I mean? I got 5 minutes left, and pretty much I'm done talking about Trump's legal problems. If you don't get it by now that this is lawfare, you're an idiot, okay? Come on. Even if you didn't know anything, you only knew, hey, man, all of a sudden 14 states are trying to get him off the ballot, and they're charging him with literally hundreds of felonies that happened 10, 20 years ago in every case, okay? In every case, they're manipulating and twisting the laws so that they're actually breaking the law. Okay, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That guy Abbott, who's the guy that's AG of New York. He's Bragg. That was it. Bragg guy needs his. Why isn't his credentials, his attorney? He has a license to practice. Why isn't that taken away from him? Why isn't the Bar Association taking his license away? They should be investigated. The people on the Bar Association in Georgia need to be investigated, but they ain't. They need to be investigated. Say, why aren't you disbarring this guy? Why aren't you taking Bragg's credentials away? Why are you letting this happen? You know what I mean? But and then what's funny about Bragg is, and all these DAs, they let murderers free. Like those 5 illegal aliens that beat up the 2 cops in Times Square in the fucking middle of the day on national TV, and they just let them go. They didn't even arrest them. They just let them go. The only reason why they did arrest them sooner or later after they left the state was because, 1, other states arrested them, not New York, and 2, was because it became a big thing in the news on Fox and that, how they let these people go, these 5 illegal aliens who beat up cops in the middle of the Times Square in the middle of the day on national TV. They got away and they let them out. Like, they arrested them, they let them out. They just let them out. But Trump, they got to get him. They got to get him. And his misdemeanors, they take him up to 36. One misdemeanor that's expired, okay, statute of limitation wise is expired. They elevate it to 36 felonies. This one single misdemeanor. These guys that are raping and murdering all our citizens, all our girls and all our women, they get charged with felonies. And guess what happens when they go to the court or whatever? When Bragg takes the felonies all down to a misdemeanor, or drops the charges, or just lets them go. Just lets them go. They just say, fuck it, go. I don't understand. Like, if I was, like, Bragg's kids, like, I would look at my dad like, geez, this guy's like the evilest man, and this is like, makes Hitler look like a fucking choir boy. Jeez. Because he's literally letting murderers and rapists out on the street, refuses to lock them up. But Trump, for a paperwork thing that he wasn't even wrong on, they just made up shit to say it's wrong, they're going to screw him over. This all makes sense. I didn't want to bring up, since I got 2 more minutes left, I'm going to start doing sermons on Sunday. I'm going to try to. Pastafarian sermons. Sermons only 15 minutes in the Pastafarian religion. It's not like the Christian religion where you have 3 hours on Sunday to go to church. Pastafarian religion, no. You don't need 3 hours to tell someone something what's right or wrong. You tell them and they know. You don't have to repeat it for 3 hours, telling the same story in 10 different ways, boring everyone to hell. So let's see if I missed anything here. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to, my next video is going to be called What's the Most Important Thing You Need to Know About Life? And then I'm going to go into what is going on with this country now. Or not just this country, the whole world. It's falling apart. It's just literally being destroyed right in front of our eyes in real time. You know what I mean? I'm going to go in, because there's like 5 or 6 things that are happening. Some of them, they're kind of intertwined with each other, but they're not, because they're separate entities, but they all have the same goal: destroy the United States and destroy the entire world. Okay, and I'll have a good day.